Formula One is a very glamorous world from the outside looking in. It can be a lonely place at times. You know, when is enough enough? It doesn't feel like it's enough at the moment. I think about 10 years ago, when we were in the height of a championship battle, I became self-conscious of my own breathing. He said, well, it's probably a bit of anxiety. I'd never, I thought that was a form of weakness.
When you have a ruthless competitiveness, you're obsessed, you want to win, you're traveling 6 months a year to compete and to win. You're consumed in these external battles with the media and on the track and off the track and with this team and Mercedes and whatever else. How do you then be a husband and a father?
Do you know, that is the one thing that keeps you grounded. And, I'm very fortunate. I've got a really supportive wife who's obviously experienced high pressure situations herself, of having to deliver and knowing what the scrutiny of
Jerry Halliwell, for anybody.
A media operated world is like. So she, she's been tremendously, supportive. Formula One is a very glamorous world from the outside looking in. It can be a lonely place at times. But at the end of the day, we're not saving lives. It's an entertainment, it's a sport. And what really matters, is family at the end of the day. And that, I think, makes it more precious in that you don't take it for granted. So the time that I do get with the family, I think it's very important to be present and not to take it for advantage. So, I'll make sure that I take, the little one to school, or pick my daughter up from school on a Friday, because I want to be there. I don't want to be an absent father, because I'll never get that time back. So, and that then is being disciplined with the management of your own time, because otherwise, your phone's, always next to you. It can take, Formula One can take over your life if you're not disciplined in your own approach.
Are you content?
Am I content? I'm very content in so many ways, but I'm still extremely hungry. And, when is enough enough? It doesn't feel like it's enough at the moment.
But it never will be.
And I think that drives, some people are happy to cruise, others want to keep pushing, and I feel like I've only just got going.
Do you ever think it will ever be enough?
The problem, that certainly happens in this industry, and I guess it's the same in others, is that time moves so quickly. You never get 5 minutes to reflect and look back. You're always looking forward. This championship, the chapter will close, we'll enjoy it for, a couple of evenings, and then it's all about the next one. And so you never get time to reflect. So actually sitting here talking about some of the stuff we did in the past, actually you start to think back. And I think it's only when you get to the end of the journey that then you get time to reflect. And I think when I get to the end of my journey, I will go away and do something completely different. I'll be a sheep farmer or something like that. But I think, but I don't see that in sight at the moment.
Could you ever imagine there being an end to your journey? Is that something you can foresee now? Could you imagine getting to the day where you think, do you know what, pina coladas for me?
Do you know what, I go to work, and every day I enjoy what I do. I'm grateful that I'm paid to do a job that actually I'd do it for free, because you enjoy it, you love it. I enjoy working with the people. I enjoy the sport. I enjoy the competition. I'd probably be completely unemployable in another form of life. And I think if you've got a passion for something that you do it that much better. Money at the end of the day is just a valuation of success. It shouldn't be the reason that you go to work. For me, while I have that drive, while I have that enjoyment on the bad days as well as the good days, that's what motivates me. And I think maybe there'll become a day one day that, I've had enough, but I can't see or envisage that.
Have you ever been
future.
anxious? All that press scrutiny, all the pressure you described. Have you ever had moments of anxiety?
I think about 10 years ago, when we were in the height of a championship battle, back in 2012, I can remember feeling that my breathing, I became self-conscious of my own breathing. And then when you start thinking about your breathing, you start overthinking things. And for me as an analyst, I think what is going on, have I had too much coffee? Did I have a Red Bull or too many Red Bulls, this morning or whatever? And I couldn't identify, what it was. And it was only, when I spoke to the team physio, I said, look, I'm just conscious of my breathing and it's made me feel a bit dizzy, and I think I've had too much coffee and this, that, and the other. And he said, well, it's probably a bit of anxiety, and so I'd never, I thought that was a form of weakness. And then I read about it and I spoke to a couple of people about it. And, you then learn to control your breathing and so on. And I could then recognize if I felt during that period this feeling start to come on, just to breathe normally, to not take short breaths, but to be taking, deep breaths and so on. And it sort of crept up on me without, recognizing it.
Same.
And, it's not a weakness. It's just your body telling you that, there's a lot going on here. And it's way of protesting. And that's what was happening to me at that time. And I recognized it and managed to, to address it. And there's so many ways, whether it's meditation or just exercise or as I say, breathing, that I was able to then, if ever I got those symptoms, I was able to recognize it and say, okay, hello, I know who you are. I can deal with you.
If you love the Diary of a CEO brand and you watch this channel, please do me a huge favor. Become part of the 15% of the viewers on this channel that have hit the subscribe button. It helps us tremendously, and the bigger the channel gets, the bigger the guests.